All right, we've got Bill with us, and we've got Mike with us. And I'm going to share with the audience something kind of interesting here. Is I had originally called up Bill because I wanted a tile guy. And I had originally called up Mike because I had dealt with Mike when I was rehabbing properties. And didn't really even occur to me. I was thinking tile, I was thinking about the flooring. And Bill called me up and made it very clear, Dan, there's a difference. And he was dead on. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, there's tile guys which are their very own trade, like a brick mason or a plumber or an electrician. It's its own trade. So when we think of tile guys, we're going to talk to Bill about, you know, shower stalls, that kind of thing. We're going to talk about countertops. I believe you deal with, do you deal with granite, marble, that kind of stuff too as well? Or
granite
is that?
Tiles. I'm not a
granite tiles, right.
Countertop installing is not my business right now.
Okay, and Bill, how long have you been in the trade?
17 years.
Okay, so Bill's been doing tile work for 17 years.
Yes.
Bill, what type of license do you have or is required in that industry, if any?
They have a tile and marble license for the state, but it's easier to get your builder's license.
Okay, because as a builder, you can do that.
Right, I can do everything.
Okay, now when he said that, I want to be careful to point out they can't do everything because they can't do electrical or plumbing, a builder, right, without a permit? Is that accurate?
Correct.
And is there anything else, because I want to make that clear too, is that a builder's license is what's that?
Mechanical.
Right, they can't do mechanical, electrical, or plumbing. So generally speaking, that's Michigan. And again, none of us are attorneys or experts in the code law or anything, but just sharing some general information for you. And then we've got Mike. Mike's a flooring pro. And Mike, how long have you been in the business?
43 years.
43 years. And Mike, you deal more on the carpeting side and?
Principally carpeting, but we also do vinyl, whether it be tile or sheet vinyl, and we also do laminate floors.
Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions about your trade, and I typically start out with this one. So if a friend or family member, and I'm going to refer back and forth between the two of you, but I'll start out with the tile, were to call you up and say, hey, I'm looking to have some extensive tile work done in my home, what should I look for in a good tile guy or gal?
Just quality of work, really. References go a long way. Word of mouth references.
That's it?
Yeah,
I agree. I got to agree with you. I mean, it's
just tile is tile, but it's how it's installed is really important and who installs it.
Well, Bill, is there a difference between someone who comes in and puts tile on plywood in a shower versus applying a mud application or just thin set to plywood?
Yeah, I mean, you have your do-it-yourselfers that will put down backer boards, and you have the old school tile, which is the mud work, mud set, mud walls, mud floors, and that way we can level the walls or plumb the walls and level the floors, and that's how a really nice tile installation is done.
Okay. So the mud becomes the thing that helps you to plumb a wall, the thickness of, you guys call it butter? No, you call it buttering a wall or something? I heard it
mudding
called
the
that
wall.
one.
It's kind of similar to the plaster, how they used to plumb the walls with plaster. It's a lot heavier though.
Okay. And one other thing that I discovered in doing some of that work, truth is my wife did the work at our house on the tile, but the quality of the stuff that the professionals buy is just amazing. The mud that you guys buy and mix or whatever, it really, really holds up and sticks and makes for a much better job in the end. You don't have the tiles start to droop down a little or something. You can see some jobs.
Different tips and different techniques, different materials, right?
Okay. Mike, how about you? Anything you know that let's just talk carpet for a minute. Anything you want to warn the consumer about, something they should look for?
Obviously, if somebody's coming in and they're not familiar with the program, what's involved with it, I guess one would, there's the obvious, as we always talk about, is the referrals and so forth. But then again, nobody's going to give you referrals that are bad.
Right.
They're always going to be good for referrals. So I would suggest looking at the Better Business Bureau and then some knowledge on your own. You are responsible for your project, and you really ought to know something about what you're buying, and so that you can be forewarned and be forearmed then. And querying the contractor as to how he's going to do it and explaining to you in detail what's involved.